So Jerry here, welcome to this video. Today I'm gonna start solving problems inside this group, and I want to talk about a prevalent problem when it comes to women over 40, and it's basically stress leading to cortisol, leading to belly fat. Now, for the most part, it would be intuitive to think then if you work out more, if you do more activity, if you actually move more or exercise more, you would tend to improve this situation. Now, here is actually the opposite. What I have, put out on a poll is I try to draw your attention that sometimes by doing the wrong type of exercise for too long, not on the right manner, and also, on the right frequency without the proper recovery, it would come out that cortisol is then, instead of actually burning fat, the cortisol is actually storing fat, coming from water retention, coming from stress and so forth. Now, what I want to talk about, what I want to talk about today is this poll that I put out. And the poll shows specifically what I just said, like many women over 40 increase cortisol by doing the wrong type of exercising without even realizing it. And there were two prevalent responses. Okay, I did put a few responses, and by skipping workouts at time, you would tend to improve. But one of the most important, prevalent response was the fact that you do too much cardio or too long of a cardio, and then of course you would tend to exacerbate the problem, or you would not recover enough between workouts, right? So basically, this is the prevalent response, and this would usually be the person that says, okay, I'm trying everything, I'm actually working out, and instead of actually losing fat, belly fat, I feel like I'm bloated. I feel like I don't know why it makes the situation worse. Now, there is two ways for you to start actually fixing this problem. You can implement this right away. One way is more specific, it's more scientific, and basically that entitled the stress test, because obviously it doesn't really matter if you take a cortisol test. Most people would just go to the doctor and take a cortisol test, without really realizing that it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, even if your cortisol is high or low, it's really what happens on the way you feel, if you feel bloated, and also on the way it shows up on your clothes, right? So of course, one, it would be this stress test, and if that's you, it's common stress test. I'm gonna tag you in this. That you have to have Apple products here. This app is only available by Apple, and then you have to buy um, a cardio band. If you're able to take this test, you'll send it to me, and I'll tell you exactly what to do, because like this is the most scientific way to do it. It's like, we can actually measure your stress. Okay, the stress test, it would measure your stress. It would tell you exactly what it looks like. The other way that you can actually do this is by actually using common sense. Okay, so we know that weight is one of the thing that you have to track, but weight is not the most important things, because like that in this kind of cases you might gain some weight, and it's just made basically water weight. The most important things that actually taking measurements is taking pictures and so forth. So now let's say that you feel bloated, you feel like you're not getting any progress, and you're working out too many times, or you're working out with sometimes you do HIIT. It might be too much, you do too long of a cardio. So the way that you do it is like you take a full week and you take completely everything off. You just walk very slowly, leisure, and so forth. That's all your exercise. And then you track your weight, you track your measurements, you waist, you hip measurement with a tape, and also you see how you feel. Like your clothes are better, are not better, because like if you lose 1 or 2 kilos and if you feel less bloated, chances are it's too intense of a workout that you're doing, no matter what you're doing. The second thing that you can implement the week after, if that's improving, you're gonna only introduce stuff like yoga, relaxation, flexibility, stretching, and all that kind of stuff. Then the next week you would introduce one strength training session, for example, right? You wanna introduce stuff very slowly. And again, this is very generic, And if you feel like that's you, like what I wanted you to comment here, comment workout, and I'm gonna send you over a calendar. We can actually talk and see what is your situation like. Because again, I would love to give everybody specific advice, but there is not one advice. It's gonna be an advice that goes well. Um, I mean, on a generic for advice, if you want advice that goes well with you, your situation, you need to figure out what that is. Hopefully this is helpful. Coach Jerry here. Talk to you. So bye bye.